Hi guys! So this is actually my second time trying to film this video. I don't know, the first time I filmed it, I went back, I rewatched the footage, and I just kind of hated everything. Like, I didn't like how I sound, I didn't like how I looked, I didn't like how the footage looked, I didn't like how I didn't like anything. Like, I didn't like anything about it, so I just decided to scrap it and that I would refilm this. It's not that hard of a video to film, so I mean, it's not that much of a heartbreak, but just comes to show you guys I do take this seriously. Like, I would never put out anything that I don't feel is as good as I feel like it should be. So with that being said, today I wanted to go over the Chanel must-haves. So if you are brand new to the brand, like you've never used Chanel ever in your life, these are the products that I would probably recommend to you. I feel like these products are the most universal, like not one skin type would be good with this, or you know, one skin tone or whatever it is. Like, no certain age group is this limited to, if that makes any sense. And when I say this is, I feel, the best of Chanel, like these are absolute must-haves. Like what I mean by best of the best is that no one makes these products the way that Chanel does. Like, if you got a similar eyeliner from another brand, it would not work the same way as if you had purchased a Chanel one. I'm just mentioning products here today that I feel are absolutely worth it. That's not to say that there are other products that aren't worth it. I'm not saying that all the other stuff that we offer isn't worth it. It's just these products that I feel are the absolute best. If I don't mention it, it's not that they're bad. It's just I feel like these are better. Okay, and in no particular order, I just want to start off with the 268 eyeshadow palette. It is the most recently released quad, if I remember correctly, and it is still one of the most coveted ones. I remember when it first came out, like, it sold out instantly. And people still come looking for this. It is so hard to find in some areas, and when some people come and do get it and they find that we do have it, they'll buy like 4 or 5 at a time. So, but I'm glad that this is part of our permanent collection now. It is, honestly, I feel like it's the best quad. For some reason, I feel like the formula of these are just so much better. It's so much more creamy, it's more pigmented, it's more blendable. I don't know, it's just something about these. I'm not such a big fan of the other quads. The only other quad that I really do enjoy is the Tissé Essential, which I have mentioned in other videos. But besides that one and the Tissé Essential, I'm not a big fan of the other quads, but this one I absolutely love. Like, Chanel did great with this eyeshadow quad. The next product that I want to talk about is a blush. Well, I feel like all of Chanel's blushes are super, super pretty. It's just this one happens to be my favorite one, and this one is indeed Rose Petal. It was my very first Chanel blush that I ever bought. I wanted something just very easy, very everyday, like a natural flush, and this will definitely deliver it to you. The other blushes that I would recommend is Rose Ecrin and Rose Ecrin and Rose Petal, and then another one, if you're on the deeper side, would be Alizane. Alizane looks good on basically everybody. All of our blushes, we have such a broad range of colors, tones, and depth to our blushes that we have a good color for any skin tone, essentially. But the pigmentation and the fragrance and the finish of these blushes are, in my opinion, unmatched. Like, they are amazing. I feel like they're one of my favorite blushes in the world. Yeah, honestly, these are probably, like, when I first bought it, I reached for it like literally every day, and as you guys saw, I didn't even hit pan on it, and I've had it for a couple years. Okay, continuing on to the Soleil Tande Chanel. I think this is, if anything, our most celebrated product. It is a product that Chanel is most known for, I think, and it is our bronzing base. Otherwise, to most people, it's known as our cream bronzer. I use it as a cream bronzer, but another way you could use this is as a makeup base. You could just kind of swirl your kabuki brush in there and use it either on your legs or use it as your makeup base. For those who have deeper skin tone, this would look really great as a makeup base, and it's just going to give you like a nice bronzy glow. One of my friends actually uses this as her foundation, and her skin looks amazing. And my coworker actually uses this on her legs, and she says it just looks amazing. I tried using it on my legs and it looks really nice, and it doesn't transfer, so that's definitely a plus. But yeah, it's actually the most buttery feeling bronzer I've ever felt. Like all the other cream bronzers are like okay. Even the Burberry one that I've been trying, like I'm not super in love with it and I'm not super impressed with it. But this one has never let me down. I've had it for a good 5 years. And as you can see, it hasn't really run out, and I use this actually at least twice a week. So I feel like that's a good testament to the product, the amount of product that's in here. And I mean, it's a good testament to the product itself, I feel. Okay, and another product that is kind of like on the same line, it is also the Slate de Chanel, but it's the sheer illuminating fluid. So it's this nice bronzy fluid. It's like liquid bronze, and it is so pretty. If you think about like the Cover FX fluid, the custom drops, I think that's what it's called. It's kind of the same thing, but I'm pretty sure Chanel has had this for much longer. Like this has been out for a really long time. And if I recall correctly, Chanel actually had like 3 different colors, this being one of them, and they discontinued 2 of them. But with that being said, the only thing that bothers me is that it does come in a well like this, and you kind of have to dip either like a toothpick or a spatula in there. A lot of people say to dip a Q-tip in there, but I don't know, I feel like a Q-tip just kind of absorbs too much product and it just kind of wastes my product. So I mean, I always dip like a spatula or something that just can be easily wiped. Just dip it in there, and you could easily just pat it on the top of your cheeks to give you like kind of like a sun-kissed kind of glow. But what I'll do is that I'll mix it with my foundation. And no, it doesn't alter the color of your foundation. It just gives your foundation more of a glow. It's gonna give you more of a luminous look without changing the formula. Because you know how a lot of foundations will give you a luminous finish, but for an oily skin girl, it's gonna feel really greasy. Well, this product isn't going to alter the formula or the color of your foundation. So as a matte girl, this is the perfect product for me because I love mixing this with my foundation, and literally every time I mix it with my foundation, I have this beautiful glow on my cheeks and just all over my face, and I get the most compliments that day. People are either saying, oh my god, your skin looks amazing, or your foundation looks great, or your skin is glowing, like what are you using? And it's always this. This is, if I had to just choose one product from Chanel, it would be this. Like I definitely swear by this product. It is amazing. Since we are on the trend of faces, I'm just going to continue with Chanel's most celebrated foundation. It is the Vita Lumiere Aqua. This is our most celebrated foundation because it does look amazing. Now before, I didn't really believe in this because, I mean, I was a girl that just wanted a matte finish, and when I found out this was kind of like a luminous finish, I was like, oh no, like I don't want that. And honestly, to this day, I still don't really use it. I use the other foundation, which I'm going to show you in a bit. But this foundation, just in my freelance experience, has worked on the most amount of skin types. So it's going to work on dry skin, it's going to work on sensitive skin, and it works on mature skin. Like, to have a foundation work on that many types of skin is amazing. And if you really wanted to, it would work on oily skin too. It's just, it's going to give you more of a luminous finish. And you do risk, you do run the risk of looking a little greasy, which not everybody wants. But for a person who's dry, perfect. So usually the times I would recommend this foundation is when people walk up to the counter and they're like, okay, I want something that is going to be a good everyday foundation, something that's lightweight, something that is a medium coverage. It's not going to sink into any of my fine lines, and it's not going to look cakey. And with that description, I always recommend this because it definitely does not sink into your fine lines. If anything, it's going to help smooth it out, but it's not going to look cakey. This is going to look like skin, basically. So if you're struggling with foundation and you just don't know which one to choose, and you're either on the normal side or the dry side, I would recommend getting this guy. Even for mature skin, this one would be amazing as well. So I, on the other hand, actually use this guy. This one is the Perfection Lumiere Velvet, and it is, as its name suggests, a velvety finish. It's actually marketed in a way where you don't have to set your foundation after this with a powder. I always do because I am paranoid like that, and I love having a very matte finish. I like feeling like my makeup is completely bulletproof. So I always set it, but you don't have to, because after it dries down, it does have like a velvety, very smooth finish. This is ideal for those who come up to me and they say, I want a very lightweight foundation. I want a medium coverage, and I want it to cover, but I want it to be mattifying. So this would be people who are kind of like me, who are on the oily side, that would just want like a good everyday foundation, something that's just gonna give you like a medium coverage, but at the same time is very buildable. So if you want, you know, that little extra coverage underneath your eyes or around your nose or just like on the cheeks or something, you can definitely build it up to like a medium full. It's not gonna be like a straight full coverage, like it's not gonna look like the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it's gonna cover more as you build it up. This would also be good for those who are in the process of aging, like you're kind of older, but you're not totally mature, like someone who's in their 40s, 50s, and they want something that's going to cover, but they want something mattifying because they don't want to look shiny. This would be great for them. Because as I said, it is very lightweight, so it's not going to look cakey on the skin, and it's not going to pull at any dry patches, and it's not going to bring out any unwanted attention to their wrinkles and fine lines and all that. But at the same time, it's gonna give a velvety finish. So this would be good for those who are kind of almost on the mature side, but want that matte finish. Okay, another foundation that I would definitely recommend is this one. And this one is the Le Teint foundation. It is an Ultra Wear Flawless foundation. It is our most long wearing foundation. This one is the only foundation I believe that does not come with SPF. So honestly, to me, it's fine because I don't like SPF in my foundation anyway, because I will typically wear my makeup from day to night, and I don't like having flashback in my pictures. So honestly, it's not a problem for me. But you know, for some people it might be an issue. So that's just like a little caveat that I like to tell them. But this is very, very long wearing. I actually have it on right now, and I've had it on for a good couple hours. Personally, I've worn this for 18 hours. I wore this for 18 hours. You're not supposed to wear it for 18 hours, but I wore it for 18 hours just because I was busy. So, and it did last the entire day. I didn't have any problems with it budging or moving or breaking up on me. It looked just as good as when I first applied it, as when, you know, at the end of the night when I took it off. But it didn't show any signs of being under duress or any of that. So this would be a really good foundation for those who want a full matte coverage. If you're looking for a full coverage foundation and you want something very mattifying, this would be for you. However, a couple warnings, this foundation does dry very quickly. So if you're the type to kind of like dot your foundation all over your face and then go in and blend it out afterwards, it's not gonna work for you. It's gonna look a little patchy. It's not gonna blend well, and you're gonna think that this foundation sucks when it actually doesn't. It just dries really fast. So as soon as you put it on, you kind of have to blend it out. So I would definitely recommend working like cheek, forehead, like, you know, just in small areas. Another thing with this foundation is that if you're oily and you like to use a primer that is mattifying, like the Becca primer or the Makeup Forever primer, you know, the ones with kind of like a tackier finish, the ones that kind of give you like an instant mattifying effect but leaves your skin feeling kind of tacky, those tend to be the ones that will kind of give you an issue with this foundation. So, you know, the typical theory is I'm going to put on a mattifying primer and I'm going to put on a mattifying foundation, this one. And I did that the first couple times and I was like, oh my god, like I hate this foundation, because it started literally caking up on me. Like it started caking up on me and bunching up on me and getting really patchy in certain areas, and it didn't matter what I did. I could blend it out all I want, however I wanted, it just would not work. And that's when I realized that it was actually grabbing on to the primer. So if you're gonna use one of those primers, make sure you go over it with like a smoothing primer, or just to give it a couple minutes. Like I would say give it like a good 5 minutes to really soak into your skin, and you know, for you to just work out any uneven application that you may have. Or you could just completely avoid the issue by using a silicone-based mattifying primer. That would work too. I feel in my experience that the Givenchy Mr. Matte works really well with this. It does keep you matte, but it doesn't give you too much of an issue. So I know after all this, you're probably like, well, that's a really high maintenance foundation. I mean, I don't feel like it's high maintenance, it just has like a lot of caveats that you kind of have to be aware of so that you don't get a bad experience with this foundation. But otherwise, I feel like this foundation is really, really, really good. I like to use it on weddings. Like on my brides, I like to use it because it lasts all day. Another thing is if you are dry. and you want to use this, you absolutely can. It's just that you have to be conscious about the fact that you have to moisturize. You do have to moisturize really well before you put on this foundation, because otherwise it's just really gonna cake up and it's gonna make you feel really dry. So if you are dry and you wanna use this foundation, definitely go for it as long as you moisturize. Okay, moving on to eyes. This is the Stilo U waterproof eyeliner pencil, and I have it in the color Cassis. I actually have it in my bottom lash line today. So it is actually a twist up waterproof eyeliner, and honest to God, I've never felt an eyeliner this smooth in my entire life. Like the way it glides on, like literally just go to a Chanel counter and just swatch it. It is the smoothest, most pigmented, just best waterproof eyeliner I've ever felt. Like it is so smooth, and honestly it doesn't go anywhere. Like it will last you all day. The color range is amazing. Cassis is really pretty. We actually have a new one, it's called Terra Rosa, and it's like the perfect purpley deep reddish eyeliner ever. It's really, really pretty. I have basically all of them. Like they're such beautiful creamy eyeliners. It would be the best collection for anybody. It's great for dry skin, for oily skin, all that. And another thing that most people don't know is that this end right here actually pulls out, and it's a little sharpener. So you literally just stick it in and just sharpen the tip. And yeah, I don't know why, but every time I do it at the counter, like it amazes a lot of people. Like they're like, oh my God, I've had this product for years and I never realized it. Well, now you know. Okay, last category, we're gonna move on to lips. So I feel like Chanel really knows what they're doing when it comes to lip products. So the first one I want to talk about is the Rouge Coco Shine. It comes in a tiny square classic lipstick packaging like I said, it's called the Rouge Coco Shine, and to me, I always explain it to my customers as kind of like a tinted lip balm. It is a lipstick, but it feels more like a tinted lip balm to me. It has very high hydration, so it's very, very hydrating. Very high shine. However, pigmentation is very low. So you might be deceived because you might look at it in the bullet and you might be like, oh my God, that's a really scary color. But when you swatch it, it ends up being really sheer. So when you put it on, it just kind of gives your lips like a very sheer wash of color. So it's great for people who are just starting off with like lipstick and they want something very low maintenance, or just low maintenance people in general where they're like, oh, I just want like a light wash of color, but I don't want people to think like, oh, that's a bright lipstick. So a lot of them will kind of give you like a, oh, I just finished eating a popsicle kind of look. Like, you know, people actually kind of like that. Or it's also great for like no makeup days where you just kind of want to put something on your lips, just kind of brighten your face. This lipstick would be perfect for it. Next lipstick I want to talk about, or next lipstick formula I want to talk about, is the Rouge Allure Velvet. I have mine in the color 34. It's called La Raffinée, I believe. And this one comes in like the clicking package. So it's not a traditional like lipstick kind of package. But this is one of the most comfortable matte lipsticks I've ever worn. It is very comfortable. It still feels hydrating, like it's not too dry, but at the same time it's matte. But at the same time it's not too matte. Like it kind of gives you like a velvety finish. Does that make sense? You know, Rouge Allure Velvet. And I feel like 34 sells out really fast. Or maybe it's just me. Like I sell the number 34 really freaking well. Like it's a good lipstick though. It kind of sells itself if anything. Okay, another thing I want to talk about, it is our lip stain. This is the Rouge Double Intense Seat, or something like that. Double because it comes with two ends. This black end comes with the gloss, and this is the pigment stain side. This color is called Light Rose, and it is so pretty. But I want to talk about the formula. This is the only formula, I know they call it a stain, but to me it's a liquid lip. This is the only liquid lipstick that has lasted through everything. Like, I could literally put this on at 8 a.m. in the morning, go about my day, eat lunch, drink whatever I want, talk, and at the end of the day, this color will still be on my lips and it will look bulletproof. And I actually had a customer ask me like, how long has that color been on your lips? And I told her, I was like, actually, you know what? You just saw me. Like I just came back from lunch and I went and she knows I didn't touch up. So this color actually stays on through anything. I don't know how they do it, but they really did it with this one, and I really wish that this formula had more attention because this is so good. And I didn't even like this at first, so you go Chanel. Like they really, one lip product, if you had to choose one lip product from Chanel, get this one. Though it does leave your lips feeling kind of tacky though. Like it's not like it doesn't dry down super matte. Like I'm wearing a liquid lip right now. I'm actually wearing Kat Von D Bow and Arrow, and it dries down all the way. This one, when you do this, you can actually feel your lips kind of like peel apart. Like you feel them sticking together, if that makes any sense, which honestly doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother a lot of people, but I mean, if it bothers you, you know, it's still a great product though, so go get it. And last products, it is the Rouge Coco gloss. Now, if you are familiar with the Glossomers and if you loved the Glossomers, I am so sorry we discontinued them, and we have replaced them with the Rouge Coco gloss. And just to preface, I was a huge fan of the Glossomers. Like, I loved Sweet Beige and Constellation. Constellation was my bitch. That lip gloss literally makes it look like you just had Chinese food and you have like the greasiest lips. Like, I mean, that's probably not the best way to market like a lip gloss, but to me, that's like always the look I'm going for. Like, I want to look like I have grease on my lips. But anyway, so we reformulated these lip glosses. I say we, like I took part in it. No, okay, well, Chanel reformulated these lip glosses. The packaging is a little different. This one's a little more rounded off. The other packaging was a little more square. The gold band is a little thinner, but inside the formula is completely different. Like, it is so smooth, and you could literally rub your lips together like this, like all day. You could literally rub your lips together all day and you wouldn't get a ring around your lips. I don't know how they did it, but they did it, and this is my favorite formula of lip gloss ever. It is amazing. Another thing I want to mention is that the wand, they completely changed the wand. So I'm gonna try to show you guys. So it's not quite a doe foot, but at the same time it's not quite a teardrop either, and it's not like a lip brush. So this one, I don't know, it's kind of like a fat doe foot, so it's kind of in between those wands. So this wand is kind of curved, and I hope you can see that, but this wand is engineered so that just with one pull you can do a full lip application. So this bottom part, this curved part right here, is meant to hug the bottom of your lip, and then you flip it over and you use this kind of like flatter side for the top of your lip. And this wand pulls out just enough product for one application on the lip so that you don't have to double dip inside. I mean, I like that feature about it. I don't know about everybody else. This one is in the color 119 Bourgeoisie, and this one is 716 Caramel. I know they look super, I know they look super, super close, but this one is a little more pinky brown, and this one has a little more red in it, if you can kind of see it. Yeah, so that was it. I felt like I had a lot of products to show, but let's see what happens when I edit down this video. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope this kind of steered you guys in the right direction on what products to buy from Chanel and what products to kind of try out. And you know, like I always say, don't ever hesitate to come up to a counter or like go to any Chanel and just try out our cosmetics, because we want you to try it, and don't ever hesitate to ask for a sample. I'm going to be making another Chanel must-have, you know, video, and it's gonna be skincare related. So I'm gonna do like a Chanel must-haves skincare video, and that will be coming later. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below. You can always message me, or like I always say, you can always text me. My phone number is down below. It is a Nordstrom issued phone number, and I think I'm gonna have Daisy come and help me out just so you guys can kind of see what I mean. Like, it's an app that I have to download because I'm a Nordstrom employee, but you guys can text me. It's just a phone number that you guys are gonna text, and I'm gonna get the text through an app. And that way, if you guys want to purchase anything, you guys, you know, can basically have me as your personal shopper. It's such a cool app. Like, I actually helped one of my friends the other day order a foundation, and she was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, it's weird, but it's cool. And so you guys are gonna kind of get to see what I mean. But yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free just to contact me, reach me however you want. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. You know, let me know if you guys like videos that are kind of like this, you know, Chanel oriented, Chanel must-haves type of thing. You know, leave me your feedback down below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.